Profanity Nation.
Yeah, it's the new era of man for some old school fans with a new school brand. We got money on the mic with the plan in hand. And Stat Pat to his left, they go hand in hand. And to the right, we got Simpster, he putting it down. It's the Profanity Nation, we running the town, yeah.
It's the Profanity Nation.
Profanity Nation.
Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Profanity Nation podcast, where we are absolutely the voice of the professional fan. As usual, I'm joined here by my co-host, Money Mike. How you feeling?
Man, I'm pretty good. My teams ain't good, but I'm feeling good.
Yeah, we're going to get to some fantasy football stuff. We've got Stat Pat in the house. He's back after a week. How you doing, my friend?
Yes, sir, man. I'm doing good, man. You know we in this bitch.
We in this bitch. And you, of course, can see we got our guy here.
In
we
the
got
flesh.
We got Marco Nunez back in studio, friend of our show. Absolutely. How you doing, Marco?
I'm doing great. Happy to be in the neighborhood. Decided to stop by.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Let's get started here. Marco, thank you for joining us. As usual, you give us an injury report on something, and in the offseason, we're looking for just about anyone. But now football season has started.
Mm-hmm.
And I also heard that there's a new show coming out starting tomorrow, guys, called The Waiver Wire with Money Mike and Marco Nunez.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to sit down. You're going to break down the top injuries in football and advise all of us who are really rookies at this fantasy football thing, and whether you're not a veteran or not.
The only rookie is Simpson.
I'm the rookie here. But regardless, whether you're a rookie, a veteran, a champion or not.
This team Simpson say, hey, it's 31 points good.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp, 31. Right? Is that good? I sent that out on purpose just to rub it in. But you guys are going to break down fantasy sports injuries, give a little bit more insight than usually might be released, and advise keep the player, drop the player, and so forth. That's coming out on Monday, starting tomorrow night, 9 p.m., streaming live on the YouTube channel, the Infanity Studios YouTube channel. It is exclusive. We'd love to have it. It's awesome, Marco. Let's get started here. Money Mike, you have some questions for fantasy football?
Man, Keenan Allen. I drafted the dude, and he's the number one receiver, has a hamstring. They got him out 1 to 3 weeks. Is he going to come back next week when they say 1 to 3 weeks?
Well, here's the thing. I think the last thing I heard, that I think they were asking, some reporters were asking him how he felt. He said he felt pretty good. So the bottom line right now, I think they're still trying to figure out whether it's going to be a first degree or second degree hamstring strain. That's going to determine his timeline. If it's a first degree, we're looking about maybe about 7 to 10 days. There's a potential he can play next week, but there's a 50-50. Hopefully keep our fingers crossed that it's not a second degree. Otherwise, he may be out more like 2 to 4 weeks type of thing. So as the updates, obviously they're gonna have to do an MRI on him. Most likely to be done either tomorrow or Tuesday. Once they release the information on the MRI, then that's where we'll go ahead and also give you guys an update. Again, like Jeff mentioned, follow us on the Waiver Wire podcast. That's where we're going to provide you with the daily updates on all these injury reports, whether tell you, hey, you need to either drop them, keep them, stash them, or go pick up somebody else, be ready for the weekend.
Nice.
Hey, so let me ask you, where the hell is that MRI machine? Because they're at home, right? So, do they have to? Is it at their training facility? It's not at SoFi? Where's the MRI machine? I know they ain't going to the hospital. They ain't going to Kaiser all day.
Well, that's the thing. It depends on who is their primary team physicians or hospital. For example, with the Lakers, UCLA is their UCLA Health is their primary care. So when I was with the Lakers, any MRI was done, we were sent to UCLA. Now, keep in mind, UCLA has little local clinics here and there, so they didn't have to go to the main, the Westwood type of thing. We would, I think there was one in El Segundo or near us type of thing, so that's where they would go do the MRI. Now, unfortunately, not all MRI machines are the same. You obviously, with these professional athletes, you want to use the top quality MRI because you want to kind of get down to nitty gritty and be able to determine whether it's a first or second degree. That's going to help the sports medicine staff kind of do the rehab and also the timeline type of thing. But yeah, eventually they have to go where the MRI machine is.
Is it not a good investment for a team to own one, or is that something that just can any team buy one, or how does that work? Or do you?
Well, there's always been talks about that type of thing. When the facility at the Lakers' new facility at the UCLA Health training facility was built, there was a space in there that I think now is being occupied by like a performance facility type of thing. There was talks of having a UCLA clinic in there and having an X-ray machine and having an MRI machine that if a player got hurt while we're practicing, we literally just have to walk him over and kind of get it done. Obviously, that never happened. They're expensive. You have to maintain them. Not only that, but you have to have a technician on staff to be able to qualify to operate it. Now, the question is, do you keep somebody 24 hours
for the
Yes.
off likelihood that you Money Mike's like yes, because the championship is that important.
Wait a minute.
I mean,
they making billions of dollars, dude. Like, come on.
And at the same time, we're acting like the athletes don't get hurt. I mean,
Right,
I mean, it would be in the best interest of the
Because
team.
they have X-ray machines
Correct.
there, right?
You would
So
think.
at arenas, 99% of arenas have X-ray machines in there, type of thing. Now, a bone fracture may be a little bit different than a hamstring strain type of thing. If someone has like a Jones fracture type of thing or a fracture, putting any weight on it, make it worse. So that you want to eliminate that. Any type of injury you have, whether it's a foot, the wrist, the knee, 99% of the time they'll go ahead and do an X-ray just to eliminate any kind of fracture. Once we know they don't have a fracture, then okay, let's see what's going on. Now let's wait and go ahead and do an X-ray type of thing.
Okay, so speaking of knee, I want to talk about Elijah Mitchell. He hurt his knee. We don't know what's going to go on because the MRI machine ain't available. But he walked out on his own power with the knee brace. So is that a good sign?
Yes, yes and no type of thing. The good sign is that he didn't walk out with crutches. That's a huge part. It's fine. The fact that he walked out with the knee brace could be 50-50. It can just indicate that the team was being very cautious. They want to make sure that he doesn't slip and fall. Now, keep in mind the conditions from when I was watching the game. It was wet. I think the crew people on there were literally sweeping puddles.
The water
I know
off.
they were like literally sweeping puddles of water off it. I was watching that. So, granted, the field is wet, the turf is wet, the concrete's wet. Getting on the bus is wet. Everywhere's wet. So I think that putting him on a brace was a precautionary reason to make sure it doesn't aggravate. Now, I never saw any mechanism of injury. I never saw him getting hit. So I'm anticipating that he probably his foot either slipped and either something happened to his knee. I'm hoping, knock on wood, that either it kind of went out and he might have a little bit of an MCL sprain.
Hyperextended, maybe?
Either hyperextended or what's
Gotcha.
called valgus, kind of went out to the side. Knock on wood, hopefully it's nothing, season ending like an ACL injury.
Right.
Gotcha.
I want to ask you a question real
please.
quick. Going back to the injury for Keenan Allen, when it comes to a hamstring injury, isn't the position of the strain, did that kind of like dictate how long someone's going to be out? Like, say if the strain is kind of closer to the glute versus if it's at the lower part of the hamstring. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Correct. So and that's why they do the MRI. So traditionally, you want the muscular strain kind of in the middle of the belly of the muscle. That's where the huge blood supply. The more distal, meaning the further away it is, that can increase the timeline. Or even if it's closer to, you don't want it on the tendon itself. There's very poor blood supply, so you don't want a tendon. So traditionally, whether it's a quad strain, hamstring strain, you want it right in the middle of the belly of the muscle. So that'll determine how long he's going to be out, determine the type of hamstring strain. Hence, that's why they do the MRI to try kind of be able to see where they're at. And then once the MRI report comes out, then you have a better idea of what's going on.
Okay.
Excellent. Money? Another
No,
question?
sounds good. So tune in tomorrow for the waiver wire. We will tell you if Elijah Mitchell doesn't play, who you guys should get. 9 o'clock p.m. tomorrow.
Exactly. So
shameless plug for myself. And
absolutely.
Mr.
So the
Marco
waiver
Lewis.
wire is not only going to update you on the injury reports, they're going to advise you as to whether to drop, keep that player, put them on your injured list, or who to pick up if that's the case. If you need to pick up an additional player, of course, from the waiver wire, it's exactly what it's about. So you're going to get this inside information. You want to tune in every Monday night at 9 p.m. and then make sure to follow on Instagram, because that's where the up-to-date information and the follow-ups are going to come. So anyone listed or any last-minute information, you're going to get that. You're going to be able to make that waiver wire decision, make that trade or whatever you need to do quickest, because you know how that is. Time is money.
Yep.
Hey,
Absolutely.
Literally. Three of my fantasy teams have money attached to it.
Absolutely.
Literally,
I need to know.
Hey, I need to know. I need to win because I'm tired of losing.
Yeah,
Bro,
fantasy football is a big deal, you guys.
It is.
I mean,
Very
everyone,
big
they
deal.
take this, guys, they take this real serious. This isn't just, hey, we just kind of play. You know, this is, I've played a couple times, so I'm there, but I don't take it as serious.
Hey.
But there are some
Oh,
serious
it's
players
serious.
out there.
This ain't fantasy.
No, exactly. Exactly. They take
You know
it
what I'm
very,
saying?
very real.
It was funny because you know how back in the day we had not we, but I didn't play it, but they had rotisserie baseball. Essentially was fantasy baseball, but what you had to do is, and we are now advanced because we have technology, we have the internet.
Yep.
People used to do back in the day, used to go and get the LA Times
And
look at the stats, and you would have the nerdiest person in your group input all of that in and come up with a system and literally award champions based upon that. That's like hard work. That's not like how it is.
I mean,
now.
we're already
Right
getting
now,
screamed at by our significant others, so I can't even imagine having to put in that much
I'm
time.
in 4 leagues, and after the third one, she was like, enough.
Yeah, right.
But hey, man, I'm addicted to it.
You love it, right?
Yeah,
you love it. Excellent. Okay, so of course, follow the Waiver Wire podcast on Instagram. Be sure to subscribe to the Infanity Studios YouTube channel because that's the only way to watch the show. And then how else can people keep up to date with what you've got going on, Marco?
Yeah, you guys can follow me on Instagram at Marco A. Nunez 17, or also subscribe to my YouTube channel at Evolve Athletic Performance, where I provide you guys sports bettor's tip of the week.
Excellent. We're going to take a quick
Awesome.
break. We're going to come right back. We're going to continue with these Patrick Beverley quotes that Stat Pat is just ready to explode on these.
Ooh, I gotta get 'em.
We will be right back. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Profanity Nation right here, the voice of the professional fan. See you soon. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, I'm Renee Starms of the Starms Agency. Do you know why 97% of startups fail? It's because they don't have the proper exposure. So for the first time ever, Infanity Studios and the Starms Agency have come together to provide you with the Little Guys Big Marketing Package. Now, this is for local Los Angeles businesses who are ready to launch, relaunch, or simply expose their business to grow. With this package, you're going to receive 6 months of online and offline marketing tactics in a customized plan for your business. You're also going to get a professional TV quality commercial filmed in an 1,800 square foot studio with multiple screening options. So if you're ready to grow, go ahead and click that link. We also have financing available. I'm looking forward to chat with you. Click the link.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services. Be sure to visit the Pure Life Alternative Wellness Center for all your 420 needs. They have everything from baby Jeters to Stizzy cartridges, fuzzies, pre-rolls, great deals on eighths, raw garden diamonds. They have your gear. They have Papa and Barkley relief patches. After a hard workout, you need those. CBDs, you know that. They have plenty of edibles to choose from. Be sure to hit up the Pure Life Alternative Wellness Center. Hey, how you doing? Welcome back to the show. Welcome to the Profanity Nation podcast. That was great having Marco here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really cool.
Again,
Sets look different, doesn't it?
that looks a little different. That was quick. So absolutely, again, guys, be sure to follow the Waiver Wire podcast on Instagram. You're all fantasy sports. You're out there, and you got to have the upper leg. You got to have the up-to-date information. That's where you want it. Brand new show on Infanity Studios streaming channel. So be sure to get it there. All right, guys.
So wait. I want to cut you off right
No,
there.
go ahead.
Hey, I want to acknowledge BBJ because this dude been sitting around sending me messages.
Big baby Jonathan.
He on here talking about it too.
He's in our league.
He's in our league. He's
the
in
Profanity
our
Nation league.
Listen, BBJ, look, I'll give it to you. Congratulations, y'all. You guys are 1-0. I get it. You're a Charger fan. Y'all won, but you do know that it was more Raider fans at SoFi than the Charter game. So you guys were at your quote unquote home stadium, and you still were visitors.
Did they win?
The Chargers won.
Then who cares?
But
what are you talking about?
Hey,
talk about being desperate and trying to grasp little straws. Who cares? They won.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the game that the Chargers lost, I'm just because BBJ been bugging me.
He's right.
The game that you guys lost to the Raiders last year was way more important than the game that y'all won today. That's all I got.
So he's going to last year.
That's all I got, man. That's all we got right now, man. We 0-1 right now. We 0-1.
All right.
Hey, man. I mean, hey, you know what? Donuts. I got your donuts.
I got your donuts. Glazed or frosted?
Yeah, you want Krispy Kreme?
Hey, also I want to give a shout out to my boy P. Johns. He always is very friend of the show, staying up to date, man. So yeah, shout out, man. Keep listening, keep watching, man. We appreciate all our fans right now.
Absolutely. Patrick X. John's on there. He's commenting. We love it. Bring your comments in. We love it. We always call them out. You guys are the show. You are the reason we do the show. So be sure to take part. That's what we expect. That's what we want. All right, guys. So NFL's out there. Okay. You're a big NFL fan. You're a big NFL fan. I'm a casual NFL fan. What did you think of essentially week one? We've got Monday Night Football, but essentially week one, how'd it go? As expected?
Week one did go as expected. I thought.
Even the Rams?
Oh, you know what? You put me on the spot with that. Hell no, they didn't go as expected.
All right.
Ain't nobody thought that these good dudes would lose 21 points. However, now only thing I can say is because when I watched the game, I almost said, I know what that looks like. I know what that looks like. Yeah. Being a Laker fan and been to multiple opening night games and seeing us get beat by the worst teams or whatever. Yep. It's what it is.
Josh Allen ain't the worst team.
No. But I'm just saying we've seen that because opening night is always going to be for the Lakers. Always going to be somebody good.
Did they give rings too?
I think they already got the rings.
But was there any ceremony? Because usually the emotions come down. The team has a hard time getting into the game.
Yeah, and that's what I think happened.
So to answer your question, I mean, the game I think started at like 5:30, but they wanted the fans in their seats at like 4.
Okay, so there was some
ceremony. They did a whole ceremony, and OBJ was acting the fool, like, you know what I mean? Look, two things: I'm getting my ring, and I ain't playing no more, and I didn't really contribute in the game. But give me my ring.
Well, you know one thing about him, I would say he was living his best life at that moment. Like he was like, wait a minute, I got the ring. And everybody does know, really, in that Super Bowl, if he didn't get hurt, he was going to be MVP. Dude.
Yeah,
he was going to be MVP.
He was on track for that.
No doubt. He was on track.
So why is he not on the team right now?
Well, I mean, look, I don't know why. Why is
he was a late season pickup?
Why is it on any team? However, being that as it may, you see they missed that. You saw on that game, they wish they would have had somebody like him on the team to go ahead and take a lot of that. Cooper Kupp ate. He ate well. But it's now who's going to go ahead. And they were like, all right, in some weird way, they said, okay, well, Cooper, we're going to let you have all that.
Yeah.
Who else going to play? Who else going to beat
Cam Akers.
Him. And not to mention, you don't have Von Miller on the other side, which you had last year. And now we're going to go ahead and double team Donald or triple team Donald and make sure that somebody else coming to beat us. And no one was able to go ahead and do that. So, and like Money was saying, Josh Allen, bro. I mean, if anybody had a coming out party, not a coming out party, but just reestablish and like JC, let me reintroduce myself.
Back
you know
again.
what I'm saying? Right? Just like guess who's back? Like he's here now. And now we're not playing any games where he's here now. He has a team. He has Gabriel Davis, obviously has Stephon Diggs, his running backs, committee, but he's doing his thing. And not to mention now his defense is now going to go ahead and actually match what the offense is doing. Buffalo is scary.
They're real.
I mean, I'm going to say they're for real.
They're for real.
They're for real.
And their fans are still breaking tables.
They don't think they're for real because I'm about to start cussing on them.
And their fans are still breaking tables, right? That's what they do, right?
Bills Mafia is for real.
Yeah, that's it.
Man, look, I love it, man, because it's one of those things where I saw where Josh Allen was sitting out all these things for himself, on behalf of himself, trying to get a scholarship. After he was like, hey, I'm a JC quarterback, and only one person gave him a chance.
Right.
And we have all this analytics and all this other stuff. And this dude barely like gets in the league and just tears up the league.
You know, one thing I've always thought about when it comes to college quarterbacks, and one thing I've always maintained, when you have a college quarterback that go to a good school and they get all the accolades based upon all the stats they're given, they have sometimes first round wide receivers, they have first round running backs, tight ends are good, the defense are good. I like to look at the quarterbacks that ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? Where it's literally just them.
Mhm,
You know
mhm,
what I'm saying? Like Ben Roethlisberger went to Miami of Ohio. It's just him there. You know what? Everybody else is getting, you know, on a scholarship and trying to get jobs after it. They're not
Absolutely.
going to the NFL, you know, NFL.
They're not future all-stars.
You know what I'm saying? So when the quarterback got to do all the heavy lifting, you know, that tells me that they're going to do whatever they can with whatever lemons they got. They're going to make this lemonade. You know, so that's what I'm looking at when I see all these flashy, like Baker Mayfield, for example. He went to Oklahoma.
Yep.
He had everybody around him to go ahead and
mhm.
score. But you know what I'm saying? And he just hasn't done enough.
Yeah, Jameis Winston too.
You know, Jameis Winston.
I mean, because
Lots
don't
of
we see all the-
USC quarterbacks.
right. All
Hey.
all the USC quarterbacks.
But you know
for the
what?
most part, even
Yeah.
only with the exception of
Liner.
Carson Palmer. But everybody else after Carson
Yeah.
Palmer has been weak and sometimes. Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone.
Yep.
Hey, speaking of USC, because they look good also, going back to college.
Yep.
But they literally had when they got Riley over there, that dude looked at the USC team and was like, "Hey, I need some people," and he brought 19 people from
Yeah.
the transfer portal over to USC.
Yeah.
So now we dominate.
Yeah,
you
yeah, we
know?
good.
And listen, he got one defensive lineman. And all the other people were the other 18 from the transfer portal.
All
You know,
offense.
all offense, because he looked at what was on that team. He was like, this ain't gonna work.
We have a question from Bad Wi-Fi. Should I worry about CD Lamb?
What does CeeDee Lamb do?
Okay, so so I always call this like, you know, overreaction first week. Like everyone
Jump.
everyone sees their team and they're like, oh my God, I made some of this. I shouldn't have picked this guy.
Yep.
I'm looking at everyone goes back into their draft and looking like, man, I should have waited on Saquon Barkley. Oh, I should have picked Justin Jefferson with the 4th pick. You know, it's all that stuff,
It's a
you know,
long
so you're going to
season,
get, it's a long season. However,
2 receptions, 29 yards.
yeah, but he's playing against the Bucks. Okay, the Bucks. I mean, Todd Bowles is going to do what he's going to do to take the best player out of it. There's nobody else they have that's going to. I mean, there's no Michael Gallup right now, so there's nobody that's going to be able to take the pressure off of CeeDee Lamb. Of course, there's no Amari Cooper anymore, so you're not going to have that anymore. But I'm saying they're going to have to force feed him the rock if they're going to get anything more than 3 points. If he only has 2 receptions, then that means they didn't do enough to get him the ball in his hands. Because if he only got 3 points and your number 1 receiver only has 2 receptions, you do the math. I could be able to do more than that.
That's similar to no fouls in basketball.
Right.
Not being aggressive.
It's like what you're not doing enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, what is target share? If he's 2 catches on 10 targets, okay, they've tried to get him involved.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's that. I think, you know, there was a lot of moving around. And once that happened, once the running game kind of like left, and once they didn't have enough of the running game, it was like they were really just gonna blank like say, wait, so he did get 11 targets.
He got 11
He did
targets.
have 11
So he
targets.
did give him 11 targets. So that being the case, I mean, I wouldn't worry about CeeDee Lamb. I would more worry about Dak Prescott because why is he not being? Whoa,
Dallas Cowboys to have surgery on right
and on
thumb,
that note,
out indefinitely.
on
Dallas
that
Cowboys
note, well,
quarterback
that's
Dak
cool.
Prescott.
Okay,
All right,
bad Wi-Fi.
Again, tune in to the waiver wire. You're going to get information
The
on
short
that.
answer, bad Wi-Fi. You should be worried about CeeDee Lamb.
There you go.
There's no Dak. Oh, you should be worried.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you guys this. This injuries aside, how much you reading into game 1 of the season in NFL? Obviously, there's only 16 regular
it's just
season
a
games,
game.
but
It's
is
just
it
a
big
game.
or is it just a game, just to start?
Just one game.
It is just one game, and you can't overreact. It just get tricky when your first game is against a divisional opponent, because that counts like almost double.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You can't just
Division standings, of course.
Division standings does happen. So, it's what that is. And so, like, look at these injuries, right? You got
Torn pec,
torn
TJ
pec.
Watt. He's out for the season.
You know, he's done.
Najee Harris leaves OT.
Yeah, we talked about that on the waiver wire.
You'll be talking about that tomorrow night on the waiver wire. That will
Yeah.
all be broken down. And again, you'll get recommendations on who to pick up.
Yep.
Okay, so NFL season's just getting started. That is America's game, no question about it. The season's going. The Chargers won. The Rams got squashed, but we're going to go ahead and say that we gave that to emotions right now.
Yeah, we're
going to give that to emotions. But other than that, Mike, you liked the first week? You like what you saw?
Hey, first week was really entertaining, man. You know, I got Sunday tickets. So I could go Red Zone and watch all the
Red Zone's awesome.
all the things that actually matter about what's going on. I think that kicker is gonna get fired over there. This is like
Which
the
one?
Giants and the
Oh yeah.
I'm like, dog, like, you know, we they over there talking about his range was 53 yards. I think he missed a 30-yarder. Like they did everything. Come on, man. Like, you got one job. You do that again, you ain't gonna have a job.
You done. You're not no Vinatieri, right?
So. But it's the funny thing about it, like when it comes to kickers, like they can miss a kick and they're like the villain. But if they make it, then they're like the hero. And it's like, wow.
It's always what have you done for me lately with kickers, that's for sure.
I mean, yes, kickers doesn't but it's like, who wants a job that if I mess up,
but you kind of
it's all or nothing. Either your hero or your trash.
Derek Carr had two touchdowns and 3 interceptions, and he still had the ball at the end of the game to actually for some redemption. He had 3 picks. He could have if he would have scored and drove them down and scored and won the game.
About Josh Allen had 3 picks too.
Dude. You know what I'm saying?
And he balled out.
He balled out. So
they blew him out.
It's what it is, dude.
Yeah, but you know what? Look, being a kicker is definitely a lonely place. But you know what? I ain't never gonna get a concussion.
Yeah, they're not gonna have the
nice commentating job,
right? Yeah, I ain't never gonna get a concussion.
All right, guys.
So and if he actually tackles somebody, he get bad props.
Oh, here we go. Bad Wi-Fi says I'm down 37 points. I have Penny and Metcalf left.
Oh.
Do I have a chance at winning?
And you're going against the Broncos. So let's break it down. So
you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, because I mean, all they got to do is get 16 points each, right? And if we're talking about Metcalf, I mean, to get 16 points, you think about it, is 5 catches for 50 yards and a touchdown. That's very doable for Metcalf. So on that regard, yes, I think he can do on that. Now, Penny, to get those points, you got to get some, you got to get some catches. You got to get rushing yards. So yes, Metcalf is going to do his job. I think even with a bad quarterback,
25.
Dude, Metcalf got to do all of it. Metcalf got to get 30.
Yeah, so there's a chance, but it isn't looking great.
Penny's like got to do a lot more.
So is anybody playing on the other team? No, on who he's playing? That's the question.
Well, I mean, hopefully not.
Right. Down 37. Are you the only? How many players are playing on the other Monday night team?
Right. Because if it's Sutton, Judy, or Wilson, that's a wrap.
Yeah, that's right. Then you're going, all right, guys.
Yeah.
Fantasy football is awesome. NFL is awesome. As you know here, guys, we are a Lakers-centric, NBA-centric show, and there's definitely Lakers news to discuss.
Always.
No question about it.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So Patrick Beverley's in the house. He has arrived.
He's here.
He's my favorite player, as always. So Pat Beverley's here. He's already sound bites, quotes, you name it. Step Pat, let's go with this. Okay, so
I need money.
Okay, first of all, we know what Pat Beverley is.
Yep.
Aren't we at least entertained by what he
This ain't Gladiator, dog.
No.
Are you not entertained?
You know what I'm saying?
But you have to be a little bit entertained.
Yes.
You have to admire the cockiness a little bit.
No.
Yeah, you do. Why not? No. I mean, listen. The guy is speaking the truth. It's very sad. He was in the playoffs and the Lakers weren't. That's just a true statement.
That is okay.
Is he?
Okay, wait. Let's go over what the quote was. Okay.
What is the quote?
So he was asked.
I love the bathroom quote better than the.
Let's start with this one. So Patrick Beverley was asked, he's going to be playing with LeBron and AD, and how does he feel about that? And he said, "Well, I'm the one who made it to the playoffs. They didn't, so they're playing with me." You ask them how they feel about it.
Right.
Look, Patrick Beverley, he's an antagonizer. He has defense, I guess, yes. But really, he's an enforcer, antagonizer out there. Look, games aren't won and lost by him, but with his spirit, his energy, his fire, he can instill that in the other players. But you personally weren't so thrilled with that comment.
No, 100% not thrilled with that comment. First of all, the fact that you come, I mean, look, I understand that Patrick Beverley has his thing.
Yep.
Right? He's an antagonist.
His
stick, right? But it's like that gets old when you know damn well you ain't the reason why fools be winning. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for me to pretend like it was him, not Paul George or Kawhi Leonard, doing most of the heavy lifting
for the
Clippers,
and
then he's coming
Anthony
from
Towns.
Is he really coming from a winning culture? Because as far as I know, Kawhi came from a championship and brought the winning culture to the Clippers. It wasn't like Paul George. Paul George have always gotten beat in the playoffs and everything. So
playoff Paul.
I'm trying to figure out, playoff P. I'm trying to figure out where is him coming with all this pedigree and to come to a team that has already won a championship.
Well, remember they beat the Clippers in the play-in tournament, and he stood on the table like Kobe Bryant in 2010.
And that clownish behavior.
Yep.
I mean, he's literally a meme now. Anytime that somebody does something over the top that is like shouldn't be celebrated as hard as it is, he's that meme. He's taking his shirt off, swinging it out there, throwing it at the crowd like, we in a play-on game. And I want that mentality to a championship caliber
who
team.
signed off on this?
No, see, you just don't move the goalposts. Keep on topic. Stay on topic. Stay on topic. What I'm saying is we're acting like I need to go ahead and accept that kind of behavior with my team when I know damn well he's going to get what? How much is he going to get blamed for any of the losses?
We'll get back to you, Nicholas. We'll get back to you guys leaving all of these messages about football. We will.
So look, I get that he has this mentality that he has to go ahead but see, this is what I'm talking about. If he's getting 4 fouls, but only like 1 steal, but he's getting 4 or 5 fouls, is that like what we need?
You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say keep this energy through the season.
No, he will.
Keep that. No. Keep that energy. And he better show it.
That's what I'm saying.
He better show it.
We need to see it because I don't want this. Because first of all, we're not old to this. Okay, I'm about to call cussing, man. Really, we're not old to this. Okay, when it comes to these guys coming on this team. And all of a sudden, their game is out the window. You got all of a sudden. I mean, let's go all the way back to George McCloud.
They did.
You don't remember George McCloud back in the day? How he was the Dallas Mavericks. He was a 3-point specialist.
Yep.
And all he had to do was sit out there and wait for Shaq to kick it out to him.
Danny Green.
Fool bricked 3 after 3, and we can go down the line. Look at Danny Green. 2 years. Come on, man. I'm not listening to this reputation coming on to my team, and all of a sudden he has to perform like that.
But he got one job though. I mean, Patrick Beverley job
to be an antagonist. I don't need him to be a pest. Though. I don't want him to be a pest.
I mean, but he plays defense.
Okay, so what is the defense that we're talking about?
That's the reason why we got him here.
That's okay.
That's the reason why we got
him. Guys, I'm gonna step out.
He's gonna play his role. I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm gonna step off, and I'm gonna let him go ahead and do his thing.
Yeah, he's got now. That's
what I'm saying. He got to do his thing.
He can't just talk. He can't just talk. He's gonna have to show it. And not only that, he's now on the most prolific NBA team ever to exist, the Lakers. He better step it up. He can't come in with his normal stuff. He actually better rise and actually do better than his normal.
That Minnesota Timberwolves,
that's not going to do.
That's not going to get it.
Okay, cool. But here's the thing, though. See, I think he's the guy. Cause remember, you guys, when I want to point out LeBron's issues. Is when my biggest issue with LeBron is that he's scoring 30 points, but we're losing by 20. Right. And he's like leaving the court early and all that type of stuff that he does when they realize they're not going to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I want him to call out that stuff. I want him to say, yo, hey man, what are you doing? Like you scoring 30 points. Can you score 20? And then we actually win the game? You know what I mean? I want him to call out these
I don't recall him calling out a single player on the Minnesota Timberwolves.
No, but
and now he's going to call out LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook. Please.
But here's the thing, though. This is the reason why I would expect that. Expect
hey,
that
Michigan King. Thanks for joining us.
The reason why I would expect that from him because he's already said that that he reversed him. And they said, "How does it feel for you to be playing with Anthony Davis and LeBron James?" And he said, "They're playing with me." Okay, cool. So I want him to keep that energy and be like, and if you want to take on that role, then I want you to call them out when they're not doing something, right? Call out AD for not being in shape. Call out LeBron for not playing defense or missing a play, and doing those things.
Well, no, I hear that. I hear what you're saying, but what I want to know is where is the accountability on his part? See, it's all well and good when you start calling out the stars because they're not getting 30 points a night or they're not getting 25 points a night.
But we don't expect nothing from him, though.
That's easy then.
That's my point.
There's the crux. There's the crux of the issue because you can't just come on this team talking shit and then not go ahead and do what you're supposed to do and then got the nerve enough to call out the big stars.
But here's the thing. He doesn't have to do much to play his role.
What is his role? What is satisfactory to you, Money?
His role was to give me 5 points and get three steals, maybe 1 block, and antagonize people.
Okay, so when they busted his ass for 25 points.
Huh?
When he busting his ass for 25 points.
And we're still losing by 25.
And we still losing.
You're going to hold him accountable like you hold LeBron?
Well, we're going to say, LeBron, you scored 30 points.
And we still lost.
And we still losing by 20. But the person that we got to be this defensive presence is getting his ass busted by 22 points. That's what I'm talking about, the accountability. Because, see, I'm not going to have him then be in the locker room. Well, you know what? It's just a bad night. Guys good, man. People make plays. But LeBron should have got 25 points and got those turnovers and everything. All the while, he's chummy with Westbrook. Okay.
But why are we mad about that, though?
Well, because we're talking about holding people accountable, but you didn't say Russell Westbrook, though.
That's true.
Well, listen, Russell Westbrook was in the bad situation, though.
Bro,
he's got to show up.
I'm sorry, bro.
He's got to show up.
We are not going to do this here. We're not going to do this here, Mike. We're not going to do this here. If we're talking about accountability is across the board. We're not going to pick and choose who's to be accountable and not get the fucking smoke.
Team
All
game.
right, sorry, my language. We're not going to get everyone gets the smoke. If Patrick Beverley is this moral compass, if he's a person to come in here, supposed to give everybody and put everybody on notice, then everybody get the smoke. The fact that he got over here Westbrook, and he ain't getting no smoke, and you cool with that is telling, bro.
No, listen. I told you from the beginning. I want Westbrook on the team right now. I want to see what Darvin Ham's going to do. This has to be.
But do you have any expectations from Westbrook? Or?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, he definitely needs to be able to.
What's that?
Be way more efficient.
No. You laid out numbers for Beverley.
You laid out numbers for LeBron.
Yeah. So what are you expecting?
What's his numbers looking like?
What are you exactly?
I'm expecting a triple-double and over 50% shooting.
All right.
I feel that. I feel that. Now, if Patrick Beverley got to call him out, though, if he ain't doing that.
18-7, well, he should.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because 18-7-7, was okay, but we saw all the Brits. We saw all the bad plays that he made.
The turnovers.
Yes. I mean,
turnovers
so
and turnovers.
Yeah, his turnovers.
Really bad turnovers, too. Just unforced turnovers.
Yeah.
There's unforced turnovers.
So Westbrook turnovers have to go down. He definitely should have at least 9 assists. And he should definitely have at least 8
He should be
rebounds.
averaging the double-double.
Right, or close to it.
Yep.
And close to it. And Patrick Beverley should definitely hold him accountable for
he
that.
can't be getting quadruple.
But at the same time, you don't think LeBron signed off on Patrick Beverley coming?
Maybe he did.
I don't think so.
But maybe he did.
I don't think he did. I don't think he went against it.
Well, what I'm saying, maybe he did.
But he,
if he signed off on it, and maybe he wants that kind of energy on the team, I'm okay. He wanted Russell Westbrook on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. He makes bad decisions.
Then is this he
makes bad decisions.
Okay. Let's go with that.
Yep.
Keep it going. Yep. So if he's making these bad decisions, is this a good decision?
Yeah, you like the Beverley?
I mean, I would have preferred to kept Stanley Johnson.
And Tucker.
He's way younger.
Yep.
I mean, this guy's 36 years old. Stanley Johnson, I think, is 26.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stanley Johnson, you saw potential for him to get better.
I did.
You know what I mean? THT, he had a really interesting season last year.
Yeah.
He looked like he was out of place a lot. So I'm not sure with him, like if he was just
Is that Vogel? Is that Vogel's?
Was it Vogel?
Rotations.
I don't,
Vogel's
I don't
offense.
know. I mean,
we really
would I
don't know at this
necessarily
point.
made
We
the
don't
trade
know.
for Patrick Beverley? No, but if you make it, then I'm saying okay, I have to accept it. So like it's just like I have to accept everybody that's on the team, and we got to go for what it's worth.
Now,
I want
didn't-
Patrick Beverley to definitely hold everybody accountable.
He
and
should.
bring that toughness energy.
I hope he does.
He's not barking at anybody. He's going to go out there. The only thing he needs to do is lead by example. If he leads by example, puts out the energy, that's contagious. This entire team was giving up on plays last year. The entire team was giving up on
Why would they give
games.
up on plays?
Who?
Why would they give up on plays?
I mean,
that could be chemistry. That could be their leader being LeBron,
Who's
or
it
it could be their
literally
leader being the
is
coach
literally
Vogel.
is- when it comes to effort, I think it comes top down.
Mhm.
I really do believe anytime when it comes to effort, I follow the leader. If my leader is out there and not getting rebounds and pointing at me because I didn't get the rebound when I know he was like 5 damn
He
feet
was
away,
closer to it.
Mhm.
he closer to the ball, I'm not going to respect that energy if I'm always getting yelled at and you're getting all the accolades and I'm getting all the blame. I'm not going to go ahead and run through that brick wall for you like that.
Right.
I'm not going to do that. Now, when Caruso was on the team and LeBron was actually playing defense that year, and Caruso was diving on the floor, and LeBron was diving on the floor, and you got AD blocking
Yeah, but
shots.
is LeBron does LeBron at this stage of his career need to
Yes.
follow the lead
Yes.
on that effort versus
Yes.
take the lead?
I don't know. I mean,
Well,
Was
LeBron is the
Caruso
leader.
was yeah, but
LeBron is the leader.
but the energy lead was Caruso, the younger player, creating that contagious energy, and LeBron was feeding on that, or was it LeBron creating it and Caruso feeding on it?
well, see, I think Caruso was a part of it because we don't want to forget about JaVale McGee.
Of course.
We don't want to, because remember, JaVale McGee was starting out, and it's not like Caruso came off the bench. So it wasn't like the defensive intensity picked up once he got on the court.
He
We were
maintained it.
already playing good defense before he got on the court.
Yeah.
Once he got on the court, it just turned it up another notch.
Mhm.
And now you got your bench against our bench, but my bench is outperforming yours because we got some dogs on defense.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where I see that where Caruso were able to turn the screws and then basically was in at the end with our, because there was no Avery Bradley, so we got Caruso, and Caruso was able to make a couple of good shots, also playing better, way better defense than in the AB. So it was like, so that was the thing. But when it comes to just like right now, what we have, I think that we have to look at everything. Okay, let's go back to the THT trade.
Yep.
Okay, we traded THT for Patrick Beverley, but they didn't want to go ahead and put that piece in there for Mike Lowry. Not Mike Lowry. For Kyle Lowry, right?
Yeah.
So we said we're not gonna do that for Kyle.
It's too much.
It's too much.
But for Beverly,
But we were throwing it in for Beverly because we took another year, we evaluated it, and say,
and his stock went
and said we're gonna get what we're gonna get from him.
Yep.
When the stock was high, and we could have got somebody that was an expiring contract that
They didn't.
knowing they would have been a good compliment for us.
Mm-hmm.
We said nah because he's too old. He doesn't this. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, Kyle Lowry is not the. I'm not saying he's the better player than Westbrook. I'm not gonna go there. But I am going to say for fit purposes.
Yes, in this rotation,
For
absolutely.
fit,
100%.
100% better fit. And the fact that we were holding this chip, and the only thing we get with this chip is Patrick Beverley shows incompetence on the front office. Shows basically no foresight. It's an indictment on all these people making these decisions right now.
You know what? I always felt that the Lakers forced people to react, and something changed along the way, and now we're in the reaction. So,
yes.
so we respond instead of we're on the defense constantly with our trades, and this as opposed to the offense where other teams are trading to
Yes.
compete with us. And I don't quite know where that changed. Possibly back in the Jim Buss era, possibly with Pelinka. I don't know. But something changed where we're more reactional than pro-actional, and I don't like it. I don't
No.
like it, and it instantly screams loss to me. If you're not the one creating the waves, you're just the one riding the waves and responding to them, you're out of control.
Yeah.
You're not the one, you're not the driver of this league. And for years, the Lakers were the drivers of this league.
Yeah.
And something changed there, Money. Now I do want to get to a point. Jeannie Buss was quoted as saying, that she feels Russell Westbrook's going to be part of the team. However, he is interested in a trade, but it looks like he's going to be part of the team. You can't blame him. He didn't get much love in LA. He didn't get much play. He didn't play well in LA. He was somewhat consistent, but he was not his normal self. He would like to go somewhere where he can play like his old self. Well, that's a team that's going to be a perennial, maybe 8th, 7th seed if they make it and never win a title.
That works for him.
That is what Russell Westbrook has done his entire career. Him as an A option, a 1A option, does not win titles. If he wants to win titles, he's going to have to take that back seat and change his game a little bit. However, we don't really want him to change it all that much. There are now rumors, Money Mike, of a situation that you brought up, which is Russell Westbrook coming off the bench. And Russell Westbrook leading our bench would be amazing.
Yeah.
He could go out there and play his game.
Yeah.
He could go out there and dominate. He can go out there and hit those layups like he does, dunk the ball like he does.
Mm-hmm.
He's never been a huge 3-point shooter, so we're not going to scream that out. But him out there playing alongside a Beverley and other players, now you're talking a little bit. Now you're talking about it's addition by subtraction on the starters team, correct? What do you think about that option? I know Money Mike's been bringing it up for a while, so let's give him his due. But I'd like to know what you think about it, the team as it is, Russell Westbrook coming off the bench.
I like that idea. However, what I would think, so one thing about Phil Jackson, and I'm going to bring him up because he's a master of melding these egos and getting these personalities to work for themselves. And so if Phil Jackson gonna tell you, I'm gonna start you and you're gonna play 5-6 minutes, but I'm gonna want you to really, really be the leader on that second unit, guess what you're gonna do? Phil Jackson told you that. He's gonna get you to buy into that. You're gonna go ahead and be the best player you can be on that unit. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna do that. Now let's go ahead and look at what Vogel did. Vogel didn't have anybody's ear in the locker room.
No.
So to be vocal and put yourself in Vogel shoes. Take on the personality of Vogel and knowing who Vogel is, and then tell a person with the mentality and the alpha, the mentality of Westbrook, and tell him you're gonna come off the bench. Westbrook gonna look him up and down and be like, yeah, right, I'm coming off the bench. And you're gonna say, okay, yeah, you ain't gotta come off the bench. And you're going to go ahead and back down. There's nobody in there other than now that we have a Darvin Ham. That Darvin Ham is going to go ahead and give him that kind of like, man, I can go ahead and I can knock you out right now. Like, so don't come at me with that stuff. Like, that ain't going to go with me right now. Like,
I think it's important that he does.
But I think we need to also manage this ego. We get him to buy in that he's going to start. We're going to give you that because nobody cares about other than like people want to start.
It's all who finishes the game.
Yes.
It's who's on the court at
but
the
he
end.
won't finish it. That's the thing. Because if you're turning the ball over,
you can't be on the court.
You can't finish. So I got to give you something.
But the only reason why he's turning the ball over is because he's playing out of position. Right? I mean, I
don't think that's the only reason.
I think that's the main reason.
Nah, even Shaq said he came out, he played all last year passive. He gave way. He did not come out there and say, hey, this is my game. You guys work around it. He came out and said, okay, here you go, LeBron. Here you go, AD. I'm going to try and let you guys do your thing, and then I'll just try and get what I can. That's not what we need. That's not what this team needed. Okay, this team needed his personality, his dog. He was the Beverley. He was supposed to be the best. That's how he plays. He plays with that fire.
100%.
He plays with that fire, and he didn't show any of that last year. And he didn't show it in the beginning before it went bad. So in the early part of the season, he didn't show it. He needs to show that this year.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, definitely. I think he definitely needs to play with his personality. He's a player that some players are players you can just kind of throw in and they'll do what they do, and other players it's rhythm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to get in there, you got to get in the rhythm, and that's how you're actually going to go ahead and be effective. But I think a lot of that is the role. Like if you know what your role is going to be, even if you say, okay, look, this is what we're going to have you do. We think you're more effective in a second unit. You're going to play you're going to run that second unit. This is what I expect from you. And if he understands and accepts that role,
right,
the Lamar Odom,
then he could be, then he could be, incredibly dangerous.
If Westbrook comes off the bench and accepts that role, he will be the sixth man of the year.
Yeah, he can do that.
He'll be the best sixth player on the team.
But you know what's so hard,
and that doesn't mean he's the sixth option. It means he's the first option off the bench.
Yeah.
And it just means that for this squad, do you want to win a title or do you want to be a perennial Utah Jazz constantly out in the second round, or even making it to the playoffs?
But you know what's so bad about that though? The fact that you have been an MVP in the league and now you are going for sixth man of the year. Isn't that supposed to happen in reverse? Like 6 man a year?
Not necessarily. No. You know what's supposed to happen? You're supposed to friggin' retire with a ring and whatever it takes to do it. That's it. You don't come into this league and say, hey, I'm this and I'm only going to do this. And if I don't do this, I'm not going to participate or put my own. What was the reason they get us? They want to win championships. All right. You do what it takes to win a championship. You do the dirty work. You take a backseat. You do whatever you have to do. If there's one thing that championship teams show you is that you do what you have to do to win a championship. And if you have players who aren't willing to do that, you're not going to win.
Right.
And like you said, Phil Jackson was always able to get his ego players to buy into that. Regardless of the position, regardless of the minutes, he was able to get them to buy into it. I think it's so important for Darvin Ham's future and a career to start off right and to start off with, this is my team. I'm the coach of this team. I'm going to decide what's right for the team, and I'll go down in flames if I choose wrong. So be it. I'll take the blame.
Right.
But I'm going to choose what's right for the team. And if he starts out that way, he cannot start out passive or soft. He has to jump in with that same Phil Jackson mentality, that same Patrick Beverley mentality to say, no, man, this is my team. Yeah. The only person that needs to hold players accountable are the coach, Darvin Ham. If he does it, like you said, top down, you don't need a Patrick Beverley screaming at LeBron, because I can assure you that's not going to go well.
It's not.
That is not going to go. If you think Patrick Beverley is going to get a fire under LeBron's ass, no. Okay. What will happen is his ass will get traded. Okay, and then you're going to be really pissed. So what needs to happen is lead by example, and Darvin Ham, who we're all hoping is going to take that lead, he's the one who needs to light the fire and make the demands. He's the one that needs to hold players accountable, including our stars.
Look,
including the front office.
Right.
Look, I agree. I mean, listen, Darvin Ham's press conference was amazing. I bought into it.
Yeah, I drank the Kool-Aid.
And so was Patrick Beverley's, right?
He said. Patrick Beverley
was funny.
Was funny. You know, he is a little bit of a joke, and you kind of expect that from him, right? But at the same time, you kind of like that little edginess about it, or I do at least.
No, I do like it
because I would be offended. Like, dude, I'm LeBron James. You said I'm playing with you. You said you playing with me,
right?
Dude, like, I'm offended. And I'm gonna show you why you're wrong.
So guess what I'm doing to Patrick Beverley every time in practice?
I'm posting him up.
I'm posting him up every time. Give me the rock, dude. I'm gonna bust his ass tonight. In practice, I'm gonna go ahead and destroy
That's what
him
Kobe would do.
and just destroy him.
That's what
I'm going to take his. I'm going to rebuild your ego. Right. I am going to tear you all the way down so I can build you up the way I need you to, because you don't understand what's just going on right now.
Right now, he's a lot of talk.
But see, I want that though. Because see, if LeBron goes,
iron going to shop or iron. I get that.
Yeah, because I want that. If LeBron comes and in front of everybody and says, Patrick Beverley, what you said was disrespectful, and let me show you why. Then
it worked.
And
then it worked, right? And
worked.
Patrick Beverley will take the credit.
Right.
Look at it like,
Patrick Beverley will say, "See, and that was my plan the whole time."
And you know what, dude? And honestly, he can. I would allow him to take that
because
credit.
see, now people are gonna be like, "Oh, okay." So LeBron is the leader.
So LeBron now has a leadership.
What LeBron does is turn to everybody else and say, listen, this is how it's going to go.
Yeah.
Because I felt disrespected by him. I made sure that I showed all y'all I'm still the leader. at 37 years old, 90 years in the league.
WWKD.
You know what I mean?
WWKD. What would Kobe do? All right.
And
What
Kobe,
would-
Kobe would be busting
all
his
right.
ass.
Hang on, guys. Speaking of that, okay.
100%.
We have to bring this in because sitting to the side here, we haven't even teased it, okay? But we have a new addition
I'm excited.
to the Profanity Nation set. We
Family.
haven't shown it yet. This is an amazing addition. Okay, this requires an intro. Then I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. Okay, so Laker fans, as you know, the tragic loss of Kobe Bryant on the 1 year anniversary. There was a sculptor by the name of Dan Medina, a friend of the show. We had him on.
Yep.
He sculpted a beautiful bronze statue of Kobe and Gigi, and he went ahead and hiked that up to the crash site on the anniversary and left it there for the day to display, just out of the sheer passion in his heart and the Mamba mentality that he carried with him that Kobe taught us all. Yep. And we actually have that amazing trophy right here. Hold tight, guys.
Man. Yeah, get those out the way.
I mean.
And this thing is real. It's bronze and it's heavy. And we're going to place it right in front of me.
Like,
center it right there.
Are you gonna be able to see over it?
Okay. There we go. I'll just
Let's
sit
see
to the
if you guys
side.
Okay,
guys. Yep, here we are. I'll get here somewhere. I don't mind. Okay, we actually have Kobe Bryant Gigi statue
Hey,
here.
sister, where are you?
I'm right here. I'm taking a back seat to Kobe and Gigi, and I'm perfectly fine with that, guys. In fact, I'll move it just to the right here, but I don't want it to tilt off the table. It's extremely heavy, everybody. Thank you, Dan Medina. But most importantly, you need to know Dan is a huge Laker fan. He's a huge Kobe fan. Always has been, and he made this sculpture just out of the goodness of his heart and the sheer fact of how big of a fan he is. And he, has been approached by so many to come see it, share it. Where can I get one? And so forth. He is now holding a fundraiser to give away 4 replica statues. This is the 24-inch one. Thank you, Dan. This is beautiful. He's giving away the 12-inch statues, which are bronze. There is the standard bronze like this. There is a polished bronze, which is a golden color. He actually has a stainless steel, I believe, and then a black Mamba edition bronze, which is all solid black. And you have a chance to win one of those, and it's quite simple. Again, this is all out of the courtesy of his heart. He does not get paid for these at this point. This is all out of his pocket. The only thing he's asking you to do to qualify for a chance to win a replica 12-inch solid bronze, stainless steel, either polished or black Mamba, all you have to do is donate to the Mamba Foundation, a minimum of $24. It does not go to Dan. Dan has no profits in this. This is all out of the goodness of his heart. He wants the Mamba Foundation to succeed. He believes in that cause. So he has done these out of his pocket. He is giving those away. So be sure to follow Dan Medina Sculptures on Instagram. We'll be pushing this a lot. He's going to be giving away 1 per month for the next 4 months. And his goal is to just help the Mamba Foundation raise a lot of money. They're a great cause, as we know. And be sure to follow him, Medina Sculpture, on Instagram. That's where you get the information. We're going to post that on our Instagram, the Profanity Nation, as well as Infanity Studios. We'll be promoting this through the next 4 months, but he has allowed us to show.
I'm sorry. I just want.
Yeah, you got to touch it. It's amazing. Again, it probably weighs 70, 80 pounds, maybe. I mean, it's solid. It is solid, and we're blessed to have it here on the set. We are so thankful for having it here, and we're going to take care of it, and we're going to have it here for display, and make sure to remind you all to give that donation to the Mamba Foundation, minimum $24. All you have to do is send proof of the donation to Medina Sculpture, and he's going to go ahead and enter you for a chance to win. How can you go wrong? How can you go wrong?
Yeah.
It's well worth it. It's a beautiful piece of art. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. Just seeing it here and seeing it on the screen doesn't do it justice.
No.
We'll show some close-ups on our Instagram and so forth. So, guys, be sure to follow Medina Sculpture. Be sure to donate to the Mama Foundation and get your entry in, because this is an opportunity you can't pass up. Okay,
It is, because
absolutely.
I mean, this thing is beautiful.
It is absolutely amazing.
You feel
Absolutely
you feel the
amazing.
energy from it. I mean, I miss Kobe every day.
Okay, so Michigan King, let's hit you up really quick. You have a question, so go ahead and send that in. Let's go up. There were some other questions. Once Michigan King comes back, let's go up a little bit. Sorry, we're going through the screens. There was here we go, right there. Let's go to Nicholas Glenn. I got Dak, Schultz, Lamb, and Zeke. Should I bench all them moving forward? They cost me my week 1 win. What do you think, Stat?
Well, looks like Dak is out for the season.
Yeah,
Dak is now out for the season.
or whatever indefinitely, right?
Yeah,
whatever
and Marco has already reached in. I already received the message that he's going to do an update on Instagram as soon as he can in regards to that injury. So be sure to follow the Waiver Wire podcast on Instagram for those updates. But yeah, you may be in trouble.
Yeah, I would think when it comes to CeeDee Lamb, he's a direct, benefit from
Who's that backup quarterback? I feel like
We're about to
don't know
find
either.
out.
the fact we don't know.
We're about to find out, guys.
Shows me all their fantasy values about to go in a tank.
right.
Michigan King, are you there? We only got a couple minutes here, so go ahead and put your question in on the comments. Money Mike, you have another?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to go ahead and continue with the show. If he chimes in, we'll hit that question. If you watch the show like we know you do, we always finish our show with a segment we call Money Mike's Out of Bounds. Money Mike is going to share his opinions or thoughts on a topic, and it's pretty simple. He just wants to know, is his thoughts in bounds or out of bounds? Be sure to chime in on those comments. We're going to be looking for him. Money Mike, you've got the mic.
So I don't know if y'all knew, but there was a Hall of Fame ceremony this weekend. I'm not impressed. I mean, we got Hardaway, Manu Ginobili, Swin Cash, Bob Huggins, Dale Harris, really
Dale Harris.
Dale Harris.
Yeah.
Lindsey Whalen, Marianne Stanley, Teresa Shank, Grant, and then George Karl.
Is this the weakest class?
This is Hall of Fame. This is Hall of Fame class. Hall of Fame.
Now, we already know that the NBA Hall of Fame is somewhat watered down. We've talked to Peter Vesey.
Peter Vesey already talks about it.
Yep.
But am I out of bounds to say that this is the most disinterested, sorriest, I don't know who else they could have got, but this is like the worst Hall of Fame entry class. It would have been better if they just didn't have a Hall of Fame this year. Am I out of bounds?
There had to
say
be better
that
players they could put in.
is this the best they could get?
We'll start with you, Stat.
No, you're inbound. It's not good. It feels like you're okay. Now you said Kuzi, who's
Hardaway,
Hardaway,
Manu Ginobili, Swin Cash, Bob Huggins, Dale Harris, Lindsey Whalen.
There's
Marianne.
only one person on that I really do believe that probably deserves it, and that's Ginobili.
Of course.
Now
George Karl.
George Karl,
Okay.
what has he won anything?
As a coach.
Has he won anything as a coach? See,
No.
this is what I'm talking about. Like, it's almost like you can have a B+ career and get into the Hall of Fame.
Mhm.
Yeah.
As long as you have some kind of international accolades, then you can go in there. But at the same time, it just feels like if you were just had a good career, or if you've been passed over, like, what do we got? That's what it looks like.
I mean,
what do we
Tim
have?
Hardaway? Like,
There's I'm going to say you're inbounds because there's a reason why nobody even knew that ceremony was taking place. And all of a sudden you just saw a couple pictures of Manu Ginobili and Tim Hardaway standing there in their jackets, but nobody really knew that this was taking place. Normally there's a buildup.
There's a headliner.
Yeah. Normally there's a buildup. You're getting there. You're waiting for the speeches. Who's going to induct them? What's going to happen? This went with no fanfare, kind of under the table. I agree with you. Manu Ginobili definitely deserves to be in there. But to go in with this class was incredibly weak. So I couldn't disagree with that, Money Mike. I think you're right on.
He batting 1,000.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. We didn't hear back from Michigan K. So Michigan King.
Michigan K. Hey, tune into the Waiver Wire
Yep.
tomorrow.
Send your question through
And-
Instagram.
And
We'll
you
get
can
it.
send a DM to the Waiver Wire podcast on Instagram, and we'll be sure to answer it for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Follow us. We're going to have some updates about these injuries coming on Wednesday. So yeah, just follow the Waiver Wire. This is exactly why we have this show, because it gives a perspective from an injury perspective that there's nothing else out there like that.
From a professional athletic trainer, being
professional
Marco
athletic trainer.
Nunez,
Right.
former athletic trainer, head athletic trainer for the Los Angeles Lakers, worked with the likes of Kobe. So definitely you can take his word to the bank and count on that. To win your fantasy football league, you got to follow the Waiver Wire podcast. There's just no other way around it. This has been a great show, guys.
Yeah.
A great Sunday. As you can see, we're in shorts. It's hot in LA, so we got to do what we got to do
I
here.
didn't get the memo.
Yeah. But thank you guys so much. Thank you for joining the Profanity Nation every week, every Sunday, 8:30 live. Don't forget, starting October 2nd, we're moving. We're already on the Infanity Studio streaming channel, but we will be exclusive there. We will no longer be streaming our live show to the Profanity Nation channel or Facebook or Twitter. You will get highlights. You will get teasers, all on those channels, of course. But to watch and take part in the show, you will have to go to the Infanity Studio streaming channel only on YouTube. And that's where you can catch the Waiver Wire, Monday Night Fredo. We have I Am the Table. We have lots of great shows coming up. You just don't want to miss them. You're going to get exposed to those. They're outstanding. You're going to have a great time. So be sure to go there, subscribe to the Infanity Studio streaming channel on YouTube. That's where you're going to get the info. And of course, follow us on Instagram. I want to thank everybody who took place. We called most of you out. I believe your mom was in there too, calling you silly. She's always there.
Yeah.
Christine was in there saying how beautiful the statue is. Yes, it is. Thank you. Morgan Kelly, we got there.
Hold on. Patrick said I was inbounds.
Yeah, okay, you got another inbounds. You are, absolutely.
Hey, I love it.
So now you're definitely 100%. Bad Wi-Fi, thank you. Big Baby Sports. And again, Patrick, you're awesome. We look forward to you guys joining us every single week. So don't disappear on us. We need you guys. You're part of the show. Thank you. And we will be back next week. We're out.
Peace.
Peace.